Hello, my beautiful YouTubers. In this video, I'm going to be explaining exactly what the Age of Aquarius is, the 5D shift and what that is and how that ties into the Age of Aquarius, and how you can use the Age of Aquarius to actually manifest everything that you want in a much quicker timeline using quantum manifestation. So we're going to be diving into the explanation on a simple level, and I'm going to be using a couple of my own decks, which I've completely forgotten about. They've been sitting in my cupboard, and I used to sell these, guys. This is the Star Sign Oracle. They are now available on my shop for pre-order. So if you like these and what I'm using and you're a reader yourself, or you want to even start learning astrology and learning how to read oracle decks, then this might be for you. So okay, so let's get into it. What is the Age of Aquarius? So when it comes to Aquarius and the Age of Aquarius, we're basically entering a new era. And we've been living in the Age of Pisces for years, like over 200 years or something. I don't know the exact fact, but this is again channeled insights of this is what I've known in my soul that I am here for and I am prepared for and ready for in the Age of Aquarius, right? Because I am also an Aquarius moon, and I have Saturn in Aquarius and all this, and my midheaven. So I've got stellium in Aquarius. So when it comes to the Age of Aquarius, it's basically we're shifting, and I pulled some different type of perspective from my astrology deck. We are moving from codependency to independence, okay? So we're going to be learning, I don't know if you can see that here, but we're going to be learning, I know it says Libra at the top here, but this is also an air sign, and Aquarius is an air sign with the elements, right? We have 4 elements in astrology, earth, air, fire, water. We have been in Age of Pisces, which is a water element, very emotional, very dreamy, very deep, but also very manipulative and manipulated type of energy, right? It's very easy to manipulate that type of energy. So we're moving away from that and we're coming into air. So we're shifting from an emotional space to an air and a logical space. So with the Learn to Enjoy Solitude, there's a lot of codependency that's going to be coming up to the surface to be healed. So where have you been really dependent on systems, structure, authority? All of that stuff's about to shift because we're moving away from codependency. Aquarius is the most independent sign out of all the zodiac signs, right? Very, very independent. And so we're going to be moving into this independent, but it's an independent sign that is a humanitarian. So it's a rebel. It literally likes to do what it wants to do. It loves freedom, but it's a rebel with a cause. And usually there's always a good cause for it's rebelling for the betterment of humanity, if that makes sense. That's the era we are about to shift into. So you might have already started to feel this kind of shift. You might already be feeling it, like whichever system that you're kind of like, oh, I don't really agree with this, you're going to start seeing more fights against it, more forward momentum into rebellion acts. The systems and the structures that possibly worked before really well are going to be crumbling. They've been crumbling for a while, and this is just going to deepen even more because the full transition, we're in this in-between phase of moving out of the old era and into the new. This is going to be fully done by 2027. So but before that time, it's good for you to get a grasp of, okay, what is it that you do want? How independent do you want to be? Where do you want to find that independence, and how do you want to live your life? Those are questions that could be coming up for this time period for you, and things that you want to be thinking about so you can move during this transition period, because it's easy when you're in a transition, rather than when that energy is completely gone and shifted into the new energy, it's going to be harder to move across. Okay, so that is the 3D to 5D split that everyone is talking about. It's basically the 3D world is shifting, and the astrology, the skies, the universe are supporting this shift, right, to the higher dimensions, because we have different timelines and different dimensions of our consciousness that we can reach and access information from. And what's happening is, up until this point, we've been living solely from a 3D perspective. Okay, it's been harder for us to channel into the 5th dimension, but what's happening is Earth is becoming a 5th dimensional space for every single person. It's not just for the elite. Like before, it used to be like, oh, you have to take time to go and learn how to be a psychic, you have to take courses, or that access to that intuitive power was not easily and readily available. Now it is. Now anyone can sit there, buy a deck and go and practice it, and the information is right there for you to tap into, right? So when it comes to moving into this Age of Aquarius, you're going to be taking a lot more action, because we've also got Pisces here of learn to take action. So in Pisces era, you didn't actually take enough action to do what it is that your soul was guiding you to do, because Pisces is the sign that it's represented by the fish. And so I've mentioned this in my podcast, guys. Again, You Are Magic podcast. If you haven't checked it out, then you can check it out, the show notes below. But in there, I explain that Pisces is represented by the fish, and the fish doesn't have a tailbone. And so the era that we have been living in, we've been behaving in a way of the fish where we don't have our own authority. We've been looking to things outside of ourselves to give us permission to do certain things, like jobs, right? We've been looking outside of ourselves to get jobs, or we've been looking outside of ourselves to be like, okay, this employer is going to pay me this much, so I have to be okay with it. No, now we're shifting into Aquarius, which is the rebel and the truth seeker and the humanitarian. So you're going to be looking in ways to fight against authorities if you have to, so that you get what you are desiring, right? Which is freedom for most people. So the way, the shift that happened in 2020 was the start of this, where we slowly noticed, oh, loads of people want to work from home, because that was a freedom that was not given before in the old age. That's something that's part of Age of Aquarius, where people are recognizing, actually, we weren't meant to live like slaves and go to an office space, be away from family, be away from all of that stuff. And there are more and more opportunities that are going to come into this new Age of Aquarius, where majority of people will be working from home. That's just the new thing. That's the new vibe. Freedom is the new vibe, right? So anything to do with personal freedom, time freedom, work freedom, all of those themes are going to be coming up. You're going to be feeling this. You're going to be shown this at every opportunity. So learn to take action in those opportunities, because Aquarius is something, it's represented by the water bearer. So it's somebody that carries water above their head. So you can get confused thinking it is a water sign, but it's not. It's an air sign. But what it does is it transmutes that energy, that emotion, and it turns it into information. And so what this means for you practically is you can get an intuitive hit, because Aquarius can get a lot of insights, futuristic insight. So you might get a futuristic insight or an intuitive hit, which also called downloads, psychic senses, whatever you want to call it. And if you don't act on that, that's an opportunity missed, and you can find yourself in the 3D, still living in the old reality, suffering. Because just like the Age of Aquarius individuals who wanted freedom suffered in the Age of Pisces, like I went through suffering, a lot of light workers, if you're a light worker and you're watching this, you might have suffered a lot in the Age of Pisces, because you felt like you didn't fit in, you felt like you didn't belong, things just never went the exact way, like maybe the freedom that you were searching for was not available to you. Just like you suffered there deeply, the people who are not going to get on board with this 5D shift and are trying to hold on to the past are also going to find themselves in misery. So the best advice for the Age of Aquarius that I can give to you as a Moon Aquarius and someone who's channeling all of these new insights that come through is set a very obsessive or focused goal to take big leaps of action on any intuitive download or any opportunity that presents itself to you that scares you. Yes, possibly, because growth happens when you're scared and in those changes, but take those risks. Like, even if it seems risky, if you take those risks, there's that saying that keeps coming to my head of fortune favors the bold, right? So be bold with your action, because fortune will shine upon you. If you're not being bold and you're being a coward and you're not taking that courageous step, do you think fortune's going to shine upon you when you're not doing anything? There is effort required. So in this Age of Aquarius, Aquarius is a masculine energy, because air elements are all masculine energies, and Pisces was a feminine energy, which was sitting back and receiving the way the world around you worked. Now you are going to take matters in your hands. So it's coming across as you have to take this inspired action, otherwise you're not going to see results. Okay, so that's a big theme as well that's coming up, where people who are used to just relying on jobs or relying on systems, now you're going to be called to actually, if you want things to happen, you have to be the person to go and take action. This is the learning thing, and this is what takes us away from that codependency, and you're going to be learning to enjoy your own solitude, your own company, through doing that. And with the company as well, you might be building your own companies coming through. So a lot of people might be starting to become creators, come onto the online space a bit more, building their own businesses. You could be doing this while you're at a job. You could be manifesting dream jobs as you do this. There's loads of opportunity that's coming in with this Age of Aquarius. The other thing that's coming up is also, if you can dream it, you can create it. And so if there is something that is feeling unfair to you, whether in your job situation or in your love life, if you are focusing on the wrong types of energy, that's going to manifest for you. With the Aquarius, because the Aquarian is the thinker, it's a intellectual sign, you have to be really mindful of what you are thinking. Whereas in the Pisces age, it's a more emotional sign, so it's like what you're feeling manifests. With the Age of Aquarius, yes, we do have the emotions, but we're turning the emotions into a vision or some sort of idea first, and then we are focusing on the vision to bring up the emotions that we need to manifest our desires. So there's a little switch going on with your manifestation process. So the way in which we used to manifest might be shifting over as well, right? But again, if you have something that you are focusing on that is negative and you don't want to attract it in your life, don't focus your energy on it. So in this new shift, you want to be focusing your energy on what you do want. This has always been the case, but it's just going to get stronger because Aquarius is a mind sign. It's an air sign. So overthinking might be on an all-time high unless you are conscious of this and bring that overthinking down to visualizing instead of overthinking, right? I did a podcast episode called Why I Don't Think Anymore. That might be beneficial for some of you. If you want to go and check it out, it might help you if you are an overthinker. Go and check it out. I can't remember what number episode it was, but overthinking is a killer of your soul and your intuitive voice. So you don't want to be sitting in overthinking at all, really. But if you find yourself in that zone, then take yourself out of it the moment that you recognize, oh, I'm overthinking over here, it's not helping me at all. So you are definitely coming into balance in this Age of Aquarius because we have Temperance and we have the World. So there are big shifts going on when it comes to balance and alchemy. Temperance is also, there's a rainbow at the end. So you might have been put through the ringer and it might have felt like, when is this life just going to get better? You're about to enjoy your life. If you've been doing the work and if you've been focused on building or following your passion and following your joy, because again, excitement, if you're feeling lit up by something, that is your biggest sign that you are living your purpose. So for those of you who don't know, okay, how do I tap into my purpose? How can I live my purpose? You do this by, purpose is not an end goal. It's a journey. And so this concept of, I need to find my life purpose as one thing, that's an illusion. That's a lie that we've been sold. And so don't buy into that. Instead, change your perception on, okay, the soul purpose is a journey, and in order to go into that journey, just like you have to buy a plane ticket and travel somewhere, to travel on the soul purpose journey, you have to follow your intuitive nudge, your intuitive voice, which also looks like your passions, your desires, your excitement. So whenever you find yourself living life and you feel like I'm not enjoying this, I want you to just go deeper into your heart space and ask yourself, am I going to be lit up by this? Is this exciting me to my core, or is this exciting me? If you've got two choices, three choices, whenever you have an option of choices as well, if you find yourself in an indecisive moment, do not think about external, about the money or the person or what they're going to give you. Think about what's going to light you up the most, because that will be you living in your purpose. Even if it looks like externally it's not going to be the best option for you, or people around you are making you feel that way, that is all an illusion, and you have the power to create the reality that you want, right? So that is part of this Age of Aquarius magic. We've also got the Page of Pentacles. So again, there's a lot of you who are going to be opening up to your own gifts and learning to make your own money. Page of Pentacles. Page is someone quite young, quite inexperienced. So don't be scared to start your own business. Starting a business is not scary, and not as scary, nowhere near as scary as it might be in your own head right now. So with the Age of Aquarius, be the experimenter. Part of building a business is to be an experimenter of your own life, and it's highly usually tied in with your life's purpose. So if you're following those passions, if you're following those nudges, you will be able to come out of this scarcity with the Five of Pentacles of relying on just a paycheck and relying on someone outside of yourself to give you money, because again, that's authority. And so if you want true freedom, this ties in very heavily with your money. So there is some sort of new beginning and new ideas here around how you can make money for yourself and how you can free yourself. So again, pay attention to all of these during this transition, because they are coming really strong, and this is the time you want to be manifesting, because it's quick energy, right? Everything is happening really fast here. We've got the Eight of Wands. So again, now I'm asking obviously about the 5D and how this helps you and how this works for you. It's a case of really getting clear on what is it that I desire. What does freedom mean to you? Let's journal on that. So you can pause this video, come back to it whenever you feel. Just journal on, what does freedom mean to you? Have you taken on freedom in the sense of, if you're scrolling on social media, you might see people being millionaires, but millionaire status is just a status game. It's not actually fun if you are someone who doesn't enjoy managing people, or you don't enjoy working with money, or you don't enjoy paying your taxes and doing your taxes yourself. These are all skills that are required. If you want to be a millionaire, there are things that are necessities to becoming that version of you. So if you're not willing to learn that, if you're not willing to carry that identity and embody it, how do you think that millionaire status is going to come to you if you're not willing? there are lots of things that go deeper. So it's very easy to just look at somebody's life and go, oh, I want that life. But until you walk that life and literally physically experience it, you're not going to know 100% if you love it, hate it, or are neutral with it. And so this is how I've learned everything in my business. I did all the business models. I've done coaching, I've done courses, I've done memberships, and through doing it and through literally building and creating and experimenting, I've come to realize, okay, I love teaching the most. I don't love managing people, so I'm not going to do that in my business. My business model is for multi-passionate me, because I love to do a lot of different things and I have to allow myself to roam free. That's freedom for me, and being able to work from the comfort of my own home. So any job, if I ever have to take, it will be something that lights my spirit up so deeply, right? And it's something that I'm really passionate about, and I love helping people. So all my work revolves around that, and that to me is true freedom. The ability to be able to do that while having my bills paid, while having money coming in that I can look after my little one, where I can travel, I can do what I want. That's my freedom. It doesn't have to be millions. So again, check your perspective. Are you carrying a perspective from somebody else's ego that you have taken on as your own? That's something to look into. In the Age of Aquarius as well, I'm getting like there's a lot of support coming in from the higher realm. So you might have someone in your partnership or your relationships, there's like a new form of community or tribalism that's coming in. This is also something that we're stepping into. So if you have partners or if you have a working environment that you've not really got on with in the past, you have now the power to step into setting the intention of, actually, I'm going to create such an amazing vibe with my relationships that I love living on earth. Because a lot of people who were in the age of Pisces felt like they were miserable, they didn't like life, because they were not living in accordance to their own authority, which is your intuition. And so those who are stepping up and waking up, and not everybody's going to do this, this is like the very minimum, right? It's like 1% or 2% of people who will wake up in this Age of Aquarius. They will live in the most abundant era of their lifetime because they're choosing to live from their soul. And they're going to manifest the tribe that they need, the support that they need. Like there's more support systems coming through from above is what's coming through as well. So that is like the biggest blessing that I can think of, because there's so much isolation in the world. There's so much separation. Age of Aquarius is here to unite us together. We're all one. And we're all here to help support each other, but not everybody thinks like that, especially when your energy is so focused heavily on the news and media and rage and anger and me against you and feminine against masculine. It's like we're all made up of the same freaking thing. We're all energetic beings, and so we can all come together. That is also part of, if you've been struggling to fit in and find your tribe, whether it's as a community, a job, friendships, or soulmates and intimate relationships, or your family, that's all available to you now, right? And I'm living proof of this, because I've manifested my soulmate, my soul family, my soul like tribe, my community of like-minded feminines, masculines, and my soul clients as well. So all of that has been coming in for me over the last 4 years, and it's just getting stronger and stronger. So you are able to manifest all of this if you desire it. This is literally the Age of Aquarius shift. If you've got any comments or questions or things that you want me to clarify, just drop it in the comments below and I'll make a video on it for you. And my readings are open as well, so I am doing personal readings, which you can check out below, and I have my Manifest Magic course and workshop. So those of you who want to really tap into the 5th dimension and start manifesting on a much deeper level than ever before, you can grab that below. And like I said, if you like these decks that I've used, I have a video on them showing you most of the cards, so you can go and check it out, and they are available for pre-order. So if you liked this video, please like, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next video. Mwah.